It is not a premium order, does not mean you should undo it with levity. You don't know the kinks that will actually be seeing that order that is not premium on the feet of that person that didn't pay you a premium pay. Hi, my name is Udrole Mojibola and I'm still your shoemaking made easy tutor. Of course, today you can see the elegance we have right on the screen. That's what we're going to be looking at, and it's a must for every beautiful women to have this on their rack. Now, if you're watching for the first time or seeing this video for the first time, my name is still Odrele Mojibola, and all we do on this channel is make sure making easy and simple for you. We want to make it easy for you. We want to help you to be able to build new stream of income as you acquire the skill. We want to help you to reduce your family expenses on footwear, and we want you to know that there is actually a creativity inside you that will not come out until you actually put pressure on top of it. So today, I need you to sit back and I'm gonna be right there. All right, you're welcome back. Like I will always say, all we do is make it easy and simple. So I have a cardboard here and we are going to start with the loop that we have in between, which is actually the one at the center where all other straps pass through. It stands as a connector for all of the three straps that we have at the toe part of the heel. So it's a platform heel. I'm sure you can see that, and you can see the kind of back that it has. We're going to be looking at the two in this video, so I need you to actually see it with me. Now, the first thing I want you to first of all ask yourself if you are creating this type of video is how long is that middle, that connector, that particular one at the middle, how long it is. How do I know how long it is? The first thing you want to ask yourself, what is the width of each strap that goes through it? On the average, the look of that straps look more like it has about half an inch as the width of the part that actually goes in between the connector pattern at the middle. Now, if you look at the straps, we find out that where it goes under the shoelace is not the same width at all. All right, like I was saying, you want to consider this middle. What exactly is the width of this particular strap? So on the average, that looks more like an 0.5-inch width, as well as, of course, if you don't want to use 0.5, you can say 1.25 centimeter, 0.5 inch or 1.25 centimeter. Now, if you look at this particular side of the design, you will find out that it is wider than this side. So what do I suggest that you do? Now, since I love to work with centimeter, you can decide to use yours in inch. You can decide to actually use in centimeter. Since I love to work in centimeter, I don't mind this side being 1.25, while this place is about 1.75 or 1.8. I don't want them to be, because it's not really obviously wider than themselves. And if you're working in inch, you can actually use 0.5 of an inch here and come to use 0.75 of an inch on this side. Okay, for those who love to work with inch, let's work with them today. I just want you to know that I just want to make it easy for you. So go with me as we begin to draw the line. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is, from my little calculation, this is what I discover. This strap is 0.5, is 0.5, is 0.5. That is 1.5 of an inch. Now this part is 1/4 of an inch. This middle opening quarter plus quarter, that is half, plus another quarter, 3/4 from another, plus another quarter, we have 1 inch there. And this is 1.5 inch. So at the end of the day, what are we having? I think we are having about 2.5 of an inch, which might actually be longer than what you have here. So you can actually use it like that. Now, alternatively, if you want to work in centimeter, I can guarantee that you can decide to actually work with just 5 centimeter. If you don't want yours to be as long as 2.5, you can actually work with 5 centimeter. Now what I have here is actually 5 centimeter. It's not more than 5, it's just 2 inch. It's not as much as 2.5 of an inch, because this is actually already giving us 2.5 of an inch, which will be longer. I think I prefer mine looking exactly very small and cute at the front part. I don't want it really to be too long. If you want it to be too long, please, you can work with it that way. Now what it means is that this side you will leave quarter space. Between these will be half of an inch, another quarter, half an inch, and that's how you are going to section all of the spaces. For those who may not understand what I'm trying to explain, let's go right there. So for me, like I said I was going to work in inch for us. Now if we're going to be using 2 inch, let's go with 2 inch. No, if we're having 2 inch, right? So what I'm going to do is mark all of the side. Now if you are using 2 inch, the width you might want to use about 1 inch. It depends solely on you. The one I used the other time is not as much as 1 inch. It's about 2 centimeters, which is lesser than 1 inch. So check and be sure this is up to 2.5 exactly. So when you want to start partitioning it, these are the things you do. Now from here to here, this part of my ruler is only quarter. This is another quarter. This is another quarter. You understand? So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I have an inch here. I'm going to locate the middle and draw a line in between. It will help me to section easily. I'm sure you can see this. So the first thing, I think this line is not straight. So the first thing I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to first of all try to partition it and see what it looks like. So from what I have here, the first place, that is the small space, is quarter. Now the width of our strap is 1/2 inch. Now you have another quarter space in between the first one and the second one. Now we are going to also use another 1/2 inch right here. Another 1/2 inch right here. Another 1/2 inch. So the next one is another quarter. I create another quarter. So after that quarter, I'm supposed to have another 1/2 inch. So I have this to be another 1/2 inch. So I'm sure you can see that. So invariably, this is what I'm going to be having. This is where I'm slotting the first one. This is the slot for the second one, and this is the slot for the third one. These are just the openings that we have all day, like the free space. So at this point, place your inch, mark 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch here. That will signify where you're going to punch to slotting. Quarter here and quarter here. Place here as well, quarter and quarter. So I'm definitely going to do the same thing on all of them. So this is connected to this, this is connected to this, this is connected to this, this is connected to you. You need to do all this to make it easy and simple for you. So the next thing I'm going to be doing before I cut, I'm going to punch. Now please note, it does not have to be as wide as this. You can decide to make the width is 0.75 inch. That is 3/4 inch. It doesn't have to be as wide as an inch. I use 2 centimeters for mine, which is not actually, you know, up to 1 inch. 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters. So because we have some, you know, little curve here and there, I'm going to try to curve this in when I'm cutting it. Get a round object to make all of this side curve. Please get a round object and do the same thing here. And also do the same thing here, so that it will look, you know, curved and not totally straight. You can see that I'm going to come here. I'm sure you can see what we have. At this point, all we need to do is to open it. So they are open and ready for you to slot in, you know, each and every of your strap. Now the next question is, how do I create my strap? Now this is what I'm going to suggest you do for the strap. As usual, like I said, don't make it too wide. You can decide to actually make your strap is 0.75, the widest part, and the smaller one 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to suggest is this. I'm going to try to fold this a bit so that the two sides will be wide. Just follow me, please. So we have this. I want to try to look at now. This is the center. I'm just trying to locate the center of the strap. Don't worry, you will see what I want to do. So I said I want it to be have an inch on this side, so I'm going to be placing it on this line that I drew here. I'm going to be placing 1/4 of an inch there. So I will mark this side and this side just to give me 1/4 of an inch, half of an inch here. I want it to be half here. While at the lower part, I want it to be 0.75. Now, you might have to make use of your ruler to make this easy for you. Now, this is 0.75 here on your ruler, on your measurement tape. Now, I'm going to, if I trim this, yes, I want to just trim. I'm just trimming the excess off. So this is it. Now for me to know where half is on top of this, I'm going to bring the edge to meet the 0.75 of an inch. You see that I'm bringing this one to this place. I want to know where the midpoint is. So as you can see, this part here, this one here is the midpoint. That's where I'm going to place this. Then mark this and also mark this. So those 2 points will represent how wide the one entering the lacing part, the strap that is going under the footwear will look like. So you actually connect this one and this one together. So when you connect like that, you can just open. So I want you to know that I folded it so that I can just, since the two of them are supposed to go in between it. I'm sure you know that. So what does that mean? I'm going to slot this in from here. I think I would love to make it a bit wider so that it will be easy for me to put it inside it. So slot it in. You have to fold the edge because you know it's not as wide as that part. Even when you're inserting your leather, you will have to do that. I'm sure you can see the middle is the part that is having that 0.5 of an inch. I'm sure you can see what I have. So I'm going to actually create 4 or 3 of these to fit in this and fit in this. Then I'll go ahead and show you how to create the back pattern. I'm going to be right back.